Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments that test our patience and strength. Sometimes it may feel like the harder you work, the more obstacles appear in your path, as if the universe is conspiring to keep you from achieving what you desire. In these moments, doubt begins to creep in, whispering thoughts of giving up, making you question whether all the effort is even worth it. You may feel exhausted, drained, and frustrated, wondering why things aren't working out the way you plan. However, what many fail to realize is that these difficult moments are often the ones that precede the biggest breakthroughs. Every successful person has encountered hardships that made them question their journey. There are countless stories of individuals who were on the brink of quitting just before they found success. Many of the most inspiring success stories involved people who kept pushing forward, even when everything seemed to be working against them. The reason they eventually triumphed was not that they had an easier path or more advantages, but because they refused to let temporary struggles define their future. They kept going when others would have given up. They faced rejection, failure, and disappointment, yet they persisted, knowing that giving up would guarantee failure, while perseverance would always leave room for the possibility of success. Think about all the moments in life when you felt like you couldn't go on, but you did. Reflect on the times when you believed you had reached your limit, only to find that you had more strength within you than you realized. There is an incredible power in persistence, a strength that comes from pushing through when everything inside of you is telling you to stop. The journey to success is rarely a straight road. It is filled with twists, turns, and roadblocks that are meant to test your commitment to your dreams. The truth is, if achieving great things were easy, everyone would do it. But what sets apart those who reach their goals from those who don't is the ability to keep moving forward despite the difficulties that come their way. Challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you. Each difficulty you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more resilient, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. The struggles you endure today are building the foundation for your future success. Sometimes it is the very obstacles that seem like they are holding you back that are actually preparing you for something greater. The moments when you feel the most pressure, the most resistance, and the most frustration are often the moments when you are closest to a breakthrough. It is in these times that you must remind yourself why you started, why you set out on this journey in the first place, and why quitting is not an option. The hardest part of any journey is often right before things start to change. This is the moment when you must dig deep, find your inner strength, and keep moving forward no matter how slow the progress may seem. It's easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but true determination is shown when you continue despite the hardships. Even when you can't see the results immediately, trust that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goal. Every struggle is shaping you into the person you need to become to handle the success that awaits you. Keep pushing forward, because your breakthrough is coming. Progress is not always obvious, and that can be one of the most frustrating aspects of any journey. You put in the effort, you do the work, and yet sometimes it feels like nothing is changing. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But just because you can't see progress on the surface doesn't mean it's not happening. Growth often occurs beneath the surface, hidden from view in ways that you may not recognize until later. Think about a seed planted in the ground. For weeks there is no visible sign of change, but underneath the soil, roots are growing, establishing a strong foundation so that when the time is right, the plant can break through and thrive. If someone didn't understand this process, they might dig up the seed in frustration, thinking that nothing is happening, when in reality, everything necessary for its success is already taking place. Life works in much the same way. The work you put in today might not bring immediate results, but it is setting the stage for future success. Every small effort you make is like watering the seed. Every lesson you learn, every challenge you overcome, and every failure you experience is preparing you in ways you may not fully understand yet. Sometimes things are shifting behind the scenes, aligning in ways that will only become clear in hindsight. The people you meet, the skills you develop, the struggles you endure, all of these things are shaping your future. The key is to keep going even when you don't see instant rewards, because the process itself is just as important as the outcome. It's easy to feel impatient, especially in a world that glorifies instant gratification. We are constantly surrounded by success stories, by people who seem to have made it overnight, and we start to wonder why our journey is taking longer. But what we don't always see is the years of effort, the countless failures, and the relentless persistence that went into those success stories. The process takes time because it's not just about reaching the goal, it's about becoming the person who is ready for that success. If things came too easily, they wouldn't be as meaningful. If every wish was granted instantly, there would be no sense of accomplishment, no deep satisfaction in knowing that you earned it. Trusting the process means having faith even when there's no visible sign that things are working out. It means understanding that just because you don't see immediate success doesn't mean you're failing. Sometimes things need time to align in your favor. There are lessons you need to learn, skills you need to develop, and experiences you need to go through to prepare you for what's ahead. Imagine if everything you ever wanted suddenly appeared in front of you today. Would you be ready for it? Would you have the knowledge, the discipline, and the strength to handle it? Many times the process is there to prepare you, to shape you into the person who can not only achieve success, but also sustain it. Some of the greatest achievements in history came from people who had the patience to trust the process. The Wright brothers spent years studying, experimenting, and failing before they finally built an airplane that could fly. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he successfully created the light bulb. If they had given up because they didn't see immediate results, the world would be a very different place. Their belief in the process, their ability to keep going despite the setbacks, is what ultimately led them to success. There will be times when you feel like nothing is working, when you question whether all the effort is worth it. You may even feel like giving up, but what if you're just one step away from the breakthrough you've been waiting for? What if all the pieces are about to come together and all you need to do is keep moving forward just a little longer? The process isn't meant to break you. It's meant to build you. It's meant to strengthen you, to prepare you, and to shape you into the person who is ready to receive everything you've been working for. Failure is one of the most feared experiences in life, yet it is also one of the most valuable. Most people see failure as an ending, as proof that they are not good enough or that their dreams are out of reach. But failure is not a signal to stop. It is a lesson, a redirection, and a necessary step towards success. The truth is, no one who has ever achieved anything great did so without encountering failure along the way. In fact, failure is often the very thing that pushes people to grow, to improve, and to find new ways to approach their goals. It is not a sign that you should quit. It is proof that you are trying, that you are moving, and that you are in the process of becoming better. There is a common misconception that success is a straight path, a smooth road from effort to achievement. But in reality, success is messy. It is full of wrong turns, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. Every failure brings with it valuable insights that success alone could never teach. When you fail, you are given a chance to analyze what went wrong, to understand what didn't work, and to adjust your approach. Without these lessons, it is easy to become complacent, to assume that things will always work out without effort or adaptation. But failure forces you to grow. It forces you to think differently, to innovate, and to develop the resilience necessary to sustain success when it finally arrives. Think about some of the most accomplished individuals in history. Before becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of giving up, he used that failure as fuel, practicing harder, refining his skills, and proving that he was capable of more. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." Every time his experiments didn't work, he took notes, made adjustments, and tried again. If he had let failure discourage him, the world might never have seen the invention of the light bulb. Walt Disney was once fired from a newspaper job because his editor told him he lacked imagination. Today, his name is synonymous with creativity and innovation. The common thread among all these individuals is not that they never failed, but that they never let failure stop them. One of the biggest reasons people fear failure is because of the way society treats it. From an early age, we are conditioned to see failure as something shameful, something to be avoided at all costs. In school, a bad grade is often met with disappointment rather than encouragement to improve. In the workplace, mistakes can lead to embarrassment or even job loss. But the reality is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed, but those who failed repeatedly and kept going. They understood that every failure was simply a step forward, a piece of the puzzle that would eventually lead them to where they wanted to be. It is easy to let failure make you feel like you are not good enough, that you are not capable of achieving your dreams. But what if failure was actually proof that you are on the right track? What if every setback, every mistake, and every disappointment was actually shaping you into the person you need to become? Failure is not there to break you. It is there to teach you, to guide you, and to strengthen you. The discomfort of failure is temporary, but the lessons it teaches can last a lifetime. Most of the time, people quit too soon because they believe failure means they are not meant for success. But if you look at the stories of those who have achieved greatness, you will see that failure was always a part of their journey. They didn't let it define them, and they didn't allow it to convince them to stop. Instead, they used it as a tool, as a stepping stone to something greater. If they had given up, they would have never known just how close they were to achieving what they had been working for. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to embrace. It is proof that you are pushing yourself, that you are taking risks, and that you are growing. The only real failure is giving up entirely. As long as you're willing to learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward, failure will always be a temporary state, not a permanent one. It is not the end of your journey. It is simply a chapter in your story, one that is leading you towards something far greater than you could imagine. When you start working towards something big, whether it's a dream, a goal, or a vision for your future, the excitement is usually high in the beginning. You feel motivated, energized, and ready to take on any challenge that comes your way. But as time passes, obstacles appear, progress feels slow, and doubt starts to creep in. This is where many people lose their way, not because they lack talent, intelligence, or potential, but because they lose sight of their vision. They forget why they started in the first place. They allow setbacks to shake their belief in themselves, and they start questioning whether their goal is even possible. But the truth is, the only way to reach something extraordinary is to keep your vision alive no matter what happens along the way. Your vision is the reason you started. It's the dream that keeps you up at night, the thing that excites you and makes you feel alive. It's the future you imagine for yourself, the life you want to create, the impact you want to make, the success you want to achieve. But the problem is, life has a way of testing how badly you want something. It will throw challenges in your path, distract you with temporary problems, and try to make you settle for less than what you truly desire. If you don't actively hold on to your vision, it can start to fade, and before you know it, you're living a life that doesn't excite you just because you stop believing in what was possible. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working, when you feel stuck, unmotivated, or exhausted. These are the moments when you need your vision the most. You need to remind yourself why you started, why this goal matters to you, and what your life will look like if you keep going. You have to be able to see the future you want so clearly in your mind that it pulls you forward even when progress is slow. The people who achieve great things are not necessarily the ones with the most talent, resources, or luck. They are the ones who refuse to let go of their vision, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. It's not enough to just have a vague idea of what you want. Your vision needs to be clear, specific, and deeply personal to you. It needs to be something that excites you, something that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. The more detailed and real your vision feels, the more powerful it will be. Imagine yourself living that future. What does it look like? How does it feel? What kind of person have you become? The clearer your vision, the easier it will be to stay committed, even when things get tough. One of the best ways to keep your vision alive is through daily reminders. Write it down, create a vision board, or say it out loud to yourself every morning. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your goals. Read stories of others who have achieved what you're working toward. Every time you feel like giving up, revisit your vision and remind yourself why it matters. Your mind is incredibly powerful, and the more you focus on your vision, the more your actions will align with making it a reality. There will be people who don't understand your vision. Some will doubt you, some will criticize you, and some will try to convince you that it's unrealistic. But their opinions don't matter. What matters is what you believe. The only person who needs to be convinced is you. If you believe in your vision with everything you have, nothing and no one can take it away from you. Many of the most successful people in the world were once told their dreams were impossible, but they refused to listen. They chose to believe in their vision even when no one else did. That belief is what made all the difference. Your vision is not just a dream. It's a map. It's a guide that shows you where you're going and why it's worth the effort. Without a strong vision, it's easy to get lost, to settle for less, or to give up when things get hard. But when you stay focused on what you truly want, you'll find the strength to keep going no matter what obstacles come your way. The journey won't always be easy, but the destination will be worth every struggle, every setback, and every moment of doubt. Keep your vision alive, because everything you desire is still possible as long as you refuse to let it fade. No matter how hard the journey gets, no matter how many setbacks you face, and no matter how long it takes, remember that your breakthrough is coming. Every struggle, every failure, and every moment of doubt is shaping you into the person who is ready to receive the success you've been working for. The only way you can truly fail is if you give up. But as long as you keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time, you are still in the game. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and hold on to your vision with everything you have. Your hard work is not in vain. Your perseverance is not unnoticed. The challenges you face today are simply preparing you for the victory that lies ahead. So don't quit. Keep going. Your breakthrough is closer than you think.